Hi, this is Travis with Ask POS Guys. A common question we get asked is, what is the difference between tabletop media and desktop media? And the big difference is the core that is hung on. This is a desktop media, and this is a tabletop media. So tabletop generally has a bigger core, which will support having more labels per roll, and your price per label is a little lower because it's higher volume. Less media on each roll, but it's the appropriate size media for a desktop printer like the LP2824 by Zebra. The smaller media clips onto the standard hanger and pulls through, and it works. If you needed to use the smaller media in a more industrial printer like the Datamax E-Class Mark III, then you often can do so because they have adapters that'll adjust down to a desktop media size. So shoot it down and use a smaller media in the bigger printer. And then of course it also works with the industrial media or tabletop media. If you needed to use an tabletop media with a desktop printer, there is a trick that you can use to accomplish that. On the back of the majority of printers, there's a feed-in slot. With the feed-in slot, you can take media, put it on a hanger sort, and then feed it in through the back. You're also going to want to lock the brackets out with full size. So that's kind of a trick you can do if you have to use a media that's larger than your printer supports. However, it's recommended that you stick with the appropriate media for the printer. It tends to work better. Hanging the media, sometimes there's difficulties feeding it in because the rollers aren't strong enough to pull in the heavier media. So recommended to use your appropriate media, but if you're stuck in a pinch, you can go with a more industrial type of media. For instance, if the label that you need is only available in a tabletop media size. For more information on the different printers available, the different labels available, or to know what labels to use with your printer, please visit us at www.POSGuys.com.